Hello and welcome to Royal Chronicle. I just want to take a moment to thank you all for your incredible support. May God continue to bless you. I love you all so much, and together we'll keep spreading positivity about Harry, Meghan, Archie and Lilibet. Let's keep growing this amazing community. Like, comment and subscribe as we push for 1 million and beyond. Now let's dive into the fun and start exploring. The Markle whirlwind royal influence and political tremors. Just when the British establishment thought they could catch their breath, Meghan Markle's transformative influence surged again, sending subtle but unmistakable ripples through the corridors of power. Kevin O'Sullivan's recent commentary exemplifies how her strategic interventions continue to reshape public discourse, challenging traditional royal protocols and political norms. Her ability to generate media attention and spark conversations about race, privilege, and institutional change remains unparalleled, demonstrating that her impact extends far beyond the conventional boundaries of royal celebrity. Whether through carefully crafted statements, strategic interviews, or her ongoing narrative of personal empowerment, Meghan has proven herself a formidable force capable of disrupting long-standing British institutional narratives and compelling national reconsideration of deeply ingrained societal structures. The royal disruption, Meghan Markle's narrative revolution. Meghan Markle has emerged as a transformative force in public discourse, wielding an unprecedented ability to reshape narratives and challenge established media paradigms. Her strategic communication and personal branding have consistently disrupted traditional royal communication protocols, compelling journalists and commentators like Kevin O'Sullivan to reckon with her potent influence. Through carefully curated interviews, social media platforms and high-profile documentaries, she has redefined how public figures engage with complex social conversations, particularly around issues of race, mental health, and institutional power dynamics. Her approach transcends mere celebrity commentary, instead positioning herself as a deliberate architect of broader societal discussions, capable of generating global conversations that extend far beyond the conventional boundaries of royal communication. Meghan Markle, the royal disruptor unveiled. Kevin O'Sullivan's scathing commentary on Meghan Markle cuts through the glamorous veneer of her public persona, revealing a critical perspective that challenges her unprecedented influence on the British royal family. With surgical precision, O'Sullivan dissects her transformative impact, arguing that her American-bred assertiveness has fundamentally altered royal dynamics, challenging centuries of traditional monarchical protocol. His analysis suggests Meghan represents more than just a newcomer to the royal landscape, but a deliberate agent of change who has strategically reshaped public perception and institutional boundaries, ultimately forcing the monarchy to confront its own rigid structures and unspoken expectations. The Duchess of Sussex, a transformative force in the British landscape. Meghan Markle's arrival in the British royal sphere has been nothing short of a seismic cultural event, fundamentally reshaping public perception and institutional dynamics. Her unprecedented background as an American actress and woman of colour has challenged traditional royal narratives, provoking intense public discourse about modernization and representation within the monarchy. The intensity of her impact is perhaps best exemplified through figures like political commentator Kevin O'Sullivan, who has repeatedly highlighted her capacity to disrupt established protocols and generate unprecedented media attention. While controversial, Meghan's presence has undeniably sparked conversations about race, privilege and institutional change, compelling the British public and royal establishment to confront long-standing systemic narratives in ways previously unimagined. The royal controversy, Meghan Markle's polarising presence in the British monarchy. The discourse surrounding Meghan Markle has become a veritable powder keg of conflicting narratives, with public opinion fracturing into sharply defined camps that seem unable to find common ground. On one side, her supporters herald her as a progressive force of change within the traditionally rigid royal establishment, celebrating her mixed-race heritage and modern sensibilities. On the other, critics view her as a disruptive outsider who has fundamentally challenged and potentially undermined the centuries-old institutional norms of the British monarchy. These polarized perspectives have transformed Meghan from a mere royal family member into a lightning rod for broader societal debates about tradition, race, media representation, and the evolving role of the monarchy in contemporary British culture, with each faction passionately defending their interpretation of her influence and significance. The royal rupture, Meghan Markle's transformative impact on the British monarchy. The entrance of Meghan Markle into the royal family precipitated a seismic shift in centuries-old institutional dynamics, creating unprecedented tensions that reverberated through the hallowed halls of Windsor. Her uncompromising approach and distinctly American sensibility challenged the traditional reserved protocols of the British monarchy, effectively forcing a confrontation with long-established norms. While some viewed her influence as disruptive, others recognized her as a catalytic force for modernization, pushing the royal institution to reckon with its outdated practices of race, communication, and public engagement. The friction between Meghan and senior royals became increasingly palpable, symbolizing a broader generational and cultural clash that would ultimately lead to the historic Sussex departure, fundamentally altering the monarchy's public perception and internal power structures. The royal media storm, Meghan Markle's controversial impact. The British media's treatment of Meghan Markle represents a complex and often ruthless narrative landscape where journalistic scrutiny transformed rapidly into a relentless character assassination. From her initial entrance into the royal family, media outlets systematically deconstructed her every move, transforming innocuous actions into sensationalist headlines that painted her as an outsider, threatening the traditional royal ecosystem. Tabloids and broadsheets alike weaponized her American background, biracial identity, and independent spirit, creating a caustic narrative that oscillated between fascination and vilification. The pervasive media coverage went far beyond typical royal reporting, instead constructing an intricate psychological profile that simultaneously portrayed her as both a disruptive force and a vulnerable target, ultimately revealing more about the British media's deeply ingrained prejudices than about Meghan herself. Meghan Markle, a royal force for global change. Meghan's emergence as a passionate advocate has transformed her royal platform into a powerful megaphone for social justice, strategically leveraging her international visibility to amplify critical conversations about equality, women's rights, and systemic change. Where traditional royal protocols might have restricted engagement, she has boldly stepped beyond ceremonial boundaries, using her personal narrative and global recognition to challenge existing power structures and inspire meaningful dialogue. Her nuanced approach blends personal vulnerability with strategic messaging, whether addressing gender equity, racial justice, or mental health awareness, demonstrating a remarkable ability to connect deeply personal experiences with broader societal movements. Through podcasts, public speeches, and strategic media interventions, Meghan has consistently positioned herself not merely as a royal figure, but as a contemporary activist whose influence extends far beyond traditional royal expectations, effectively redefining what public leadership and social advocacy can look like in the 21st century. The royal divide: Meghan's impact on British public opinion. The British public's perception of Meghan Markle remains a complex and polarizing landscape, sharply divided between ardent supporters and passionate critics. While some view her as a breath of fresh air who challenges traditional royal protocols and brings modern sensibilities to the monarchy, others see her as an outsider who has disrupted the carefully maintained royal narrative. Tabloid media has played a significant role in shaping these perceptions, often presenting her in dramatically contrasting lights, sometimes as a sympathetic figure challenging archaic institutional racism, and at other times as a disruptive force undermining royal traditions. This divide is not merely superficial. It reflects deeper societal tensions around identity, privilege, and the evolving role of the British royal family in a rapidly changing multicultural society. The public's attitudes towards Meghan have become a mirror reflecting broader conversations about race, media representation, and the expectations placed on those who marry into one of the world's most scrutinized institutions. The Royal Rift, Meghan Markle's controversial British legacy. The saga surrounding Meghan Markle continues to reverberate through the British establishment, with her polarizing presence generating ongoing debates that seemingly refuse to subside. Her entrance into the royal family and subsequent departure have created a lasting tremor in Britain's traditional social and media landscape, with commentators like Kevin O'Sullivan persistently highlighting the profound disruption she represents. The controversy extends far beyond mere gossip, touching on deeper issues of race, privilege and institutional transformation, ensuring that Meghan remains a subject of intense scrutiny and discussion. Her impact appears almost systemic, challenging long-standing royal protocols and generating passionate discourse about modernization, representation and the evolving role of the monarchy in contemporary British society.